Hello friends, in this video we'll talk about the first part of the thorax osteology. We will see the sternum, the typical rib, first rib and the typical thoracic vertebra. Here you are seeing the sternum, okay. Now let us see the parts of the sternum. We have the suprasternal notch, supra means above, remember. This is the clavicular notch where the clavicle articulates. And these are the notches for the first 7 ribs, okay, and this is the xiphoid process, okay. And also I forgot to mention these 3 parts. This is very important: manubrium, body and xiphoid process, okay. Then what are the attachments to the sternum? Sternocleidomastoid. Yeah, sternocleidomastoid, it is having 2 heads, sternal head and clavicular head. Here only sternal head we will find. And then pectoralis major we can find out here. The first 6 ribs will be the pectoralis major. Okay. Posterior you are finding the strap muscles, sternohyoid and thyroid. Then you are also finding the sternocostalis and the diaphragm. Diaphragm will be xiphoid process to T12. That is the diaphragm, okay. Right, so this is the attachments we can see. Now we will see the parts of the typical rib. So in short, this is the articular facet, head, neck, the scalene tubercle. Yes, this is the scalene tubercle. This is the angle, this part you are seeing the angle, oblique line. Please remember, oblique line is also there in the mandible. If you are asked where you are also seeing the oblique line, mandible, okay. Outer surface, this is the inner surface, the shaft, this is the costal groove, this line, this is the upper and the lower border and the anterior end of the rib, and this is for the costal cartilage here, okay. Now let us see about the first rib, okay. This is the first rib. We have the facet, head, neck, scalene tubercle here, the angle, the grooves, anterior and posterior, and the ridge. Some structures we can see. What are the structures? Sympathetic chain, the intercostal nerves and vessels. And which intercostal nerve? It is T1. Sorry, spinal nerve here, T1, okay. Here we are finding the scalenus medius, serratus anterior, the lower part of the brachial plexus, the subclavian vessels, and the muscle with the costoclavicular ligament, okay. And lastly, let us see the typical thoracic vertebra. What are the parts? Here we are finding the spine, strong unifid spine, the lamina, the vertebral foramen. Here we'll have the foramen transversarium, okay. This is the pedicle, the body, and this is the articulation sites for the ribs, okay, which are marked in blue. The articulation sites for the ribs, okay, and that's where the joint also will be formed between the rib and the vertebra. So references from where I took the pictures. That brings us to the end of the video. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.